today's video, I want to share one of the shortest photography trips that I've taken in a long time. Ever since I went to Cape Cod about 2 years ago during the winter time, I've really been wanting to go back on a summer day to photograph Cape Cod with some people in it, with the blooms of summertime, and just see what the place is like when it's not the off season. And that's exactly what I did this past August with just a few weeks left of summer. While I was in New Jersey, I decided to drive out to Cape Cod with a friend for a very short 18 hours to enjoy summertime there and just take a lot of photos. My goal for this trip was to try and make some photos that I could add to this ongoing series of pictures that I'm trying to make about the feeling of an East Coast summer. Something that I'm very nostalgic for even after living in LA for just a short amount of time. And I'm just trying to pursue that feeling by taking a lot of photos and visiting places like this. It's a very instinctual project, but I'm really enjoying it. So I decided while I'm enjoying it and I'm inspired, I should take advantage of that because that's a rare thing and just try and take a lot of photos out in Cape Cod. Unfortunately, when we arrived, it was quite a gloomy and overcast day, but of course, since we had such a short amount of time, we decided to just head out anyway to see what we could find and to try and make some photos. We headed out to this beautiful sandbar, which goes out into the Cape, and it's this beautiful place to kind of watch the light, watch people enjoying life. And we got very lucky because there was a nice little gap at the bottom of these stormy clouds where the sun came through and just created one of the most beautiful sunsets that I've seen while on the East Coast. It really was a beautiful thing watching people come out there on that sandbar, come together to watch the sunset. It was a really nice little community thing that seems to happen quite often there, and I really enjoyed being able to experience that and shoot it. Without trying to waste too much time, as we got into Blue Hour, we just kept shooting at some cottages that were right behind the sandbar. Perfect location, honestly, and I made some photos here that I was pretty happy with. I think the one image here that is kind of successful is the one of this clothesline with the window on right behind it. I think it worked out really nicely, just the right amount of light left in the sky, and it just has a really nice mood to it. Unfortunately, I wasn't ready or prepared to shoot any long exposures, so I didn't have a cable release with me, which meant I did end up getting some shaky shots because I was kind of touching the camera as I was starting the exposure, but thankfully I got one that didn't have any camera shake in it. Very lucky for that, and I think from now on I'm just gonna always carry a cable release with me just to have it. We got an early night of rest that night because the next morning we were getting up nice and early for a sunrise. We went down to the beach for the sunrise, and although I didn't get anything here that I was particularly happy with, I just love the feeling of being out at sunrise, being out at first light, talking to some of the people who are there for the exact same reason. And it's just a really nice and inspiring time to be awake and be out with a camera. Although I didn't get anything here that I was really happy with, definitely was worth getting up for. And we sort of just walked around Cape Cod for the next few hours, for our last few hours of the trip, to really just try and make the most of the very short amount of time that we had. There was just something about the town and just not quite sunrise light, but early morning light that worked really nicely together. That was an insane amount of photos, I think, for just like 18 hours or something in Cape Cod. It was so much fun, and I want to try something new on this channel, and it'll be in the next video, which will come out in a day or maybe 2 days from this one. And I want to just start critiquing my own work more, talking about what worked and what didn't work, doing some more sequencing like I did in my last video, and just talking about more of the process after shooting photos, because there's so much more to taking images than just going out and actually taking them. It's also about what you do with them afterwards that I think is almost equally, if not more important than just taking the photos. So I think I'll try that with this next video and kind of make that maybe an ongoing thing on the channel, where when there's a trip like this, hopefully with a lot more photos, I'll go through and kind of talk about them, talk about what worked, what didn't work. So that'll be in the next video. Look out for that one. In other news, we do have a Long Weekend drop on October 4th. Long Weekend is the bag company that Allison and I launched last year. And ever since our first collection, we've been hard at work on some new products that I am so excited about. They'll be out on October 4th. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye on our Instagram. I'll link it in the description. Other than that, I'll link my buddy Dave down below, who was with me on the trip. He shot some awesome photos too, and I'm sure they'll be up on his Instagram. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And finally, I do want to say thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is an incredible all-in-one website building platform that you can use to build your photography portfolio online. I've been using Squarespace for so many years now, and they've made it so easy to get a website up and running with my photography. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can hit the link in my description for a 14-day free trial of Squarespace. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Willem for 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. I'll see you in a few days with another video. Peace.